Well, the cuts are in, but the battle far, far, far from over. Welcome, everybody. I'm Neil Cavuto. Tea Partiers threatening, 59 Republicans bolting. But for now, at least in the House of Representatives, the $38.5 billion in spending cuts sticking. So far, sticking. 81 Democrats supporting it, but Democratic leadership split. Nancy Pelosi voting no. Steny Hoyer voting yes. So could this be a rather ugly preview to coming attractions and the fight on bigger battles, like that debt ceiling and whether to raise it, and next year's budget and whether to ever get around to it? To roll calls David Drucker. David, what do you think?
Well, Neil, you're right. It's going to make the deficit, the battle over the debt limit and the battle over fiscal 2012, Paul Ryan's budget plan, that much uglier, that much tougher. Because Republicans, many in the House, feel like they got a raw deal on this bill that was originally sold as $39.5 billion. And then the Congressional Budget Office, although it's kind of iffy because these numbers are tricky to understand, makes it seem like there was much less to finish out fiscal 2011. And so it just means that that's going to be a lot harder as the months and weeks progress for the two sides to meet eye to eye, because Republicans are going to drive a very hard bargain, beginning with the debt limit, and we all know the stakes in that game.
You know what's kind of interesting to me? If they can have this kind of chicanery and fuzzy math on relatively paltry numbers, and only in this environment can you call 38.5 or 39.5 billion paltry, but you're quite right to address the bigger issue of trillions that are coming around the bend. And I see the wiggle room in just these smaller numbers. What do we have to look forward to?
Well, what we have to look forward to is a lot of he said, she said. Part of the problem is the government has become so complicated, large, vast, with its tentacles everywhere, that it's honestly hard to track down where these numbers go and what they mean. But I think one thing we can be sure of, raising the debt limit is a very simple vote, and Republicans are here to do it and ready to do it, but only if they get things in return. And I think that Speaker Boehner, in order to protect his leadership, is not going to be as accommodating to the president and Democrats in the Senate as he was on this, because I think he might face a full-scale revolt if he doesn't play real tough. And I think the same goes with Paul Ryan's budget, which House Republicans are going to vote out of the House of Representatives before they leave for a 2-week recess tomorrow. So this fight has already been presaged. We heard the president earlier this week. And just a quick note, the fiscal 2011 budget will pass the Senate this afternoon without much trouble.
All right. We'll hold you to that, David. Thank you very much. David Drucker,
Thanks,
good
Neil.
seeing you again. Well, Freshman Congressman Tim